response to the CoffeeZilla video series that exposed him for a massive crypto scam called CryptoZoo. He's been teasing that he's going to respond to it on January 3rd, and then he dropped this little nugget of cringe on Twitter today. He's cosplaying as CoffeeZilla with his standard attire, and the
91% of sexual assault victims are women and 99% of the perpetrators are male. Wonder why we talk about the men. Yeah.
caption is just coffee and cap emoji. So I'm led to believe, as are most people, that what he's doing is a satirical investigation on himself, where he's going to be diving deep into CryptoZoo and everything that happened there. And I imagine the shocking revelation from his investigation will be that he's innocent. Logan Paul investigated himself and found out that it was actually everyone around him that was evil, not him. He's the good guy. Logan Paul.
Look, to the person who's saying, brother, I left the stream 2 hours ago and you were still watching this dude. Yeah, in the 2 hours that you left the stream, I watched Andrew Tate's like own personal webcam business and like how it's fucking creepy and gross. I talked to Andrew Tate's greatest dick rider on the planet, Aiden Ross, on the phone. Like, so much happened in between the 2 hours that you were gone. It's not like I was sitting on here, parked on this fucking video, listening to Charlie over and over again, repeating it, like rewinding it. You know what I mean? It's just how it is. I have like hella ADHD. That's what kind of makes the stream awesome. It's not for everybody, but it certainly is for a lot of people, you know?
Paul has cleared himself of all charges. He is innocent on all accounts. Like I said in the initial video, I really am excited to see his side of things. He's maintained that CoffeeZilla got it wrong, so I'm really excited to see from his perspective. You know, I'm pumping my fist to watch Ace Attorney Paul get out there and set the record straight and present his evidence from his side. If I had to take a guess at how he's going to work this case, I imagine he is going to focus very heavily on Eddie and Jake the Crypto King. I'm not going to get too deep into this because maybe some of you aren't familiar with the CryptoZoo scam that Logan Paul was exposed for, so I won't get into the weeds of it, but I imagine he is going to drill heavily on those two characters as bad actors while downplaying his involvement with the project, even though he was the face of it and the one that actually put it on the map promoting it. So I feel like he is going to really laser focus on those two being bad, and once again,
Like, how do you get away with that? Honestly, like, how do you get away with that? What is he going to say? Like, be like, oh, I didn't actually, when I sent a text message implying that this was a rug pull, what I was actually trying to do was serve you the top of the hour ad break, which comes at the top of every hour. Like, is that what he was doing?
To really minimize his involvement in the entire project and just focus on the other people that were also bad.
I'm not going to lie. I am excited to see how Logan Paul tries to get out of this one because, like, it's pretty fucking open and shut. You know what I mean? Pretty open and shut.
That's what I think will result from the investigation, but I am super open to be proven wrong. I just wanted to put my prediction out here just in case it happens to be accurate because then it looks really cool. But I am a little pessimistic about how this is going to play out for him because he doubled down on the cringe by posting this video or this picture as a reply, which is just a picture of a broken coffee mug with coffee on the floor.
I'm not gonna lie, CoffeeZilla is internet's favorite son, okay? He just mostly just like goes after scammers. I think he himself is like a fairly normal, good, wholesome Christian boy. So like I don't think you have anything in his background either to deflect to. So cuz like normally when you get shit on, right? When you get shit on, you could be like, no, you. And a lot of fucking idiots on your side would also agree with that. And then you can move the conversation away. You can basically move the conversation away from the accusations launched towards you. So that's it. You know what I mean? You got shit on versus XUC. No, that's different. I get shit on for things that XUC would also say because I'm a very public left-wing, the largest left-wing content creator out there. So automatically I have a lot of enemies who want to kill me, let alone, I mean, kill me, but also, you know, undermine me aggressively. XG is just like well-liked. That's the difference. But people shit on XT all the time too. I'm talking about like people. XT's a great example. Sometimes he does fucked up shit, right? And people yell at him for it. Other times, even if he's not doing something fucked up, like calling Keemstar out for a bad take, Keemstar will turn around and unjustifiably say, hey, remember when you got banned for being a homophobe or whatever? And it's like, that's bullshit. But it doesn't matter because he successfully deflected away. Do you get what I mean? I don't think CoffeeZilla has any of that in his past, so I don't think you can do that either. You know what I mean?
That is so lame. I really hope this next topic actually isn't super new, at least not in regards to the other ones here. It's not something that's happened over the last 24 hours, but it's still one I want to talk about because it's just a trend that continues to infuriate me and a lot of other people as well. The Last of Us showrunner is once again doing the standard thing of belittling the games that they're adapting for the show. This is a terrible strategy that's been used by many shows that have come before Last of Us. Most notably and most disgustingly by the Halo TV show, where the creators proudly proclaimed that they never played the games and had no interest in playing the games, which is what the fucking franchise was based off of in the first place. It's just this continued trend of shitting on the games and making it seem like you actually don't care about that at all. Like, what is the point? Why make an enemy out of the fans of the property you're adapting? It is just so nonsensical. It's fucking lunacy. I don't get it, and they continue to do it.
They didn't say that. I read Gene talking about this. Gamers just completely took their quote out of context. They did.
Just loving the smell of their own farts so much that their entertainment medium is so much better than video games. In video games, it's just pixels that are dying. In TV, it's people pretending to die.
It was misquoted.
It's so much more highbrow than your lame-ass games. We're doing you a favor by adapting that trash into our HBO Last of Us show. Here's his whole statement, and I don't even disagree with it. It's not incorrect. It's just useless to say.
When you're playing a section, you're killing people, and when you die, you get sent back to a checkpoint. All those people are back moving around the same way, said Mason in an interview with The New Yorker. Watching a person die, I think, ought to be much different than watching pixels die. While what Mason says isn't entirely true, he does make a valid point. In a game, The Last of Us in this case, we're expected to kill and even be merciless at times. Considering how many AI enemies you may have killed over the years, this isn't something that would disturb you, at least not after the first few times. However, watching Pedro Pascal force a blunt shiv into Firefly's neck, holding him down as he dies slowly and painfully, is bound to disturb even some seasoned gamers. I mean, I kind of... What? Like, unique cutscene moments in video games are also still powerful, though, because it's like a one-off, you know? Even if you rewatch it, it's still... It doesn't take away from that.
Because this comes across as you not...
It's literally the opposite. What he says is true, but it's a bad point. No, I mean, as far as like respawning and like playing the same sequence over and over again as you're killing an enemy, yeah, I think that does take away like the impact of that kill for sure. I don't disagree with that. But I don't know. I don't think that it's like the real issue I have with The Last of Us is why another freaking zombie show?
Respecting the game you're adapting. When you're playing a section, you're killing people, and when you die, you get sent back to a checkpoint, all the people are back moving around in the same way. Watching a person die, I think, ought to be much different than watching pixels die. Yeah, I mean, it should be different. But why say it this way? But when you say watching pixels die and like downplaying the emotional impact the game can have on someone and just reducing it to just...
I think they just meant like killing NPCs randomly, or like killing enemy combatants randomly that are like, you know, over and over again, lessens its impact for sure. You don't even think about it when you're fucking murking the 7th fucking goon, you know what I mean? Whereas like in a movie or in a TV show, you're going to see that once and that's it, because it's not you know, you're playing it as a one-off. You're probably not going to kill as many enemies anyway in a movie, because then it would, if a video game was 1-to-1 turned into a movie, it would literally be like a shoot 'em up movie. You know what I mean? You don't really kill that many, like, especially in like impactful TV shows and movies and stuff. It's not like a Steven Seagal movie where you're murking like hundreds of people. Whereas in a video game, you are murking hundreds of people without even thinking about it. Because like otherwise it would be very boring if you're just like walking around and having conversations. Yeah, it would be John Wick, exactly.
Pixels on a screen, you're clearly showing some kind of bias towards not really liking the game itself. You could have said this same message very differently. Oh, in The Last of Us, Death was always very emotional and did a great job in the medium, and we're hoping we can take that same energy and deliver that same emotion in our field. We're hoping with our show we can faithfully adapt the video game characters into the real world, and it's going to be a little different because now it's human beings you're seeing here, but hopefully it can still hit the same emotional beats the game did. Like, you're saying the same
walking around having conversations, literally Disco Elysium. Yeah, that's why it's one of my favorite games of all time.
Thing,
probably.
But in a very different way. It's very clear that you are showing a lot of respect to the source material that you're adapting. I was very optimistic for the Last of Us TV show, because for me it sounds like something you can't really fuck up, since it's such a clear roadmap to follow. It's just like there's very little wiggle room to ruin it. But now, after reading this statement, I have to scratch my head and get a little curious. Well, how much did they play the game, and do they even like the game they're adapting? Because it seems like time and time again, studios pass off these adaptations to departments and people that don't even play or like the property that they're adapting. So why the fuck do they keep getting the projects? But yeah, that was really the last big topic that's happened.
People miss this, but the Halo showrunner and writer Stephen Kane clarifies we didn't look at the game quote that was pulled out of context. It was in relation to their visits to the 343. Visit 343, the study up on the Halo expanded media. They